final episode of the Stone, right? So hello, everyone here. Time to watch The Man, I think. I would hope so, right? I said it last week. I really think that today we have to see The Man, right? We have to see who's behind the curtain. I can't think the Oz thing, yeah. But really, right? And I do feel this episode was funny. It was really funny. This latest two episodes is really funny. It's cross-dressing, this is but it does feel a little slow-paced. Like it kind of feels like they're really aiming for this final episode to really do this big reveal, right? And I feel that they probably should have higher pacing, but yeah, you know, like they kind of like they pace it slower on purpose, just so they can end it on a cliffhanger. That's how it feels. So I expected some big ass cliffhanger this episode. So let's watch it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. There's a Kwaku jumping down. Yeah, Spy Kwaku. I guess it's like a recap probably a little bit. She is baddest. That's like Jesus Christ. Kwaku does like 500 spins in the tree. Like, okay. Yeah, the most unrealistic part of Dr. Stone isn't how smart Senko is. It's how incredible Kwaku's athleticism is. Her cheeks, Kwaku's butt cheeks, and her amazing spin attacks. That's her ancestor. Her's a grandmama. Yes, the spy team. She found it. Yeah, okay, she found it. Like it's digging by ground. Yeah, still under the. Yeah, she probably found it under all this earth mold here. Well, let's see. Just gonna put it open. I opened before. Do. Come on, it's like the best openings, man. Jesus Christ, that's opening. Yeah, we soon have new openings, guys. Yeah, next week we should. Yeah, we have new anime coming. Is 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, right? I read today that potentially might come next Sunday, so it'll be like in 10, 11 days from now, maybe. It's supposed to come in 3 Sundays from now, but it's not gonna pre-air. So I think that Bleach gonna have the best opening. I wanna throw it that just Kaisen 2, yeah. Kaisen, Bleach, and Tenshu. We're probably gonna have, yeah, I feel that we're gonna probably have the best one of those shonen animes. It does feel like Bleach just naturally is gonna have like an amazing opening, right? Typical shonen, fighting people, yeah, a lot of action. Rurouni Kenshin might be like a dark horse coming in there with a classic Samurai X opening. Yeah, might come in there. Man, the whole cast is like that, man. Yeah, I keep saying it. We see like 30 more characters in opening, and they're all like Battlefield still. All, they're all gone, man. They're all gone. But yeah, so if Kwaku finally finds potentially. It crumbles. I broke it. Yeah, it's like Seiko's gonna kill me. I broke his papa's shuttle. No, it's just like old. What's it called? Earth mold. So it gets a little bit. That's a good Kwaku face though. Kwaku is doing a lot of good comedic faces. Yeah, Kwaku eyes, Kwaku clown face. He's something harder. Yeah, something more mechanical. But it's probably bent over. The shuttle has probably been, pushed in over the years, right? Like 3,700 years, been like putting like a layer on the shuttle, right? So. It's like the flashback of Kwaku doing badass hammer martial arts. This I keep saying. The most unrealistic part of this anime isn't Senko's super genius. It's that Kwaku is a super. Yeah, it's Kwaku's super abilities. Yeah, she's like, they're gonna figure me out, right? Yeah, it's Kwaku having superpowers. It's like. Well, he can't really carry it either. No, it's too heavy. But Senko gets a tank though, but he can drive it up there. It's obviously gonna do a lot of noises if you drive this tank up there. Yeah, back at the tank place. It's also gonna, like, you know, do a lot of noise, right? If you Well, can't they move it like they did boats earlier? I'm thinking, yeah, it's like we can move it by concrete, but so the Whitehead strategy can use logs to put something under it, right? I'm just thinking if you can, like, maybe move it by you get inside of under it, and then you make like this kind of log trails. It's basically like giving it lava feet, right? And you kind of move it around under that. Maybe. I don't know. When the Senku is like, let's be exploded, right? Yeah, Senku is like, I got a chemical solution. Yeah, they're like, let's do something crazy again. I'm calling his wife. Back to all the silly, the rat robots. Yeah, Netsumi's mouse robots. Yeah. But why is it getting an Anubis for? Yeah, they explained that. Why does this guy look like an Egyptian guy? I keep saying he got this like Anubis. I do love this instead of flirting with them. Yeah, I mean she's the expert, but her sidekick there is interesting. Yeah, I mean obviously she's like the charmistic. She's a manipulative charmer master. Yeah, exactly. That's been hurting the whole season, right? She's like the hottest charmer lady. But you know the other lady there is interesting. The other lady is like, yeah, so I also have to dance now, strip. Oh my god, she looks so evil with her eyes there. I can say first time ever. Yeah, she's like a manipulative, very manipulative bastard. Yeah, now he has to dance too, of course. You also dance, hot chick. Oh god, this is terrible. It's terrible. Jesus Christ. You will also dance now. Attractive blonde ladies? Like, yes. Okay, då ska jag ta drill up in here. I like every episode's Quack doing this. Every episode's Quack doing this like, yeah, this like, okay, these are kind of sexy now for some reason. They look kind of sexy now. It's like between her legs. Sorry, I'm trying to say bad. Oh yeah, he's gonna do a good dance, some great dance moves. Yeah, some great dance moves. He's gonna destroy the wood though. E-I-O! This might cause a hole in though. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like a really bad. See, it's about Quacker's power. She's too. Okay, I guess he's showing off his martial art moves. Yeah, it's like every woman can fight with a spear, right? Yeah, I guess it's like showing off his attractive dance moves. Yeah, now they're both doing some weird dance. My god, it's so stupid. Now they're both just dancing like crazy. They're both doing very crazy sexual dances. Yeah, this is the greatest diversion ever. Yeah, you started to enjoy it too much, aren't you? No, I'm not. It's like, yeah, you're into it as well now. Yeah, it's better than Quacker's ass than good. Yeah, Quacker cheeks, man. Quacker mega cheeks, they're still there, yeah. That's the best part of the anime. Yeah, and of course it's like, yes. He's like, no, everything is like wife's to when he's playing it. I like it turns into like a attractive woman too. He's like, yeah, you combine this thing, you get the Lady Mercury or whatever, you know? It's like a sexy woman appearing, yeah. This acid trip, basically. It's like, it's turning into an attractive woman. It's like, yes, of course it does. But yeah, it's gonna create an explosion out of it, of course. I think? No? I thought now we're gonna mix it together. It's not erosion, right? It's gonna be an exotherm reaction, right? Where's this gonna really explode stuff? Here we go. Exactly. This should cause an exothermic reaction, so it's gonna exactly shatter it. Yeah, because it's an exothermic reaction when it grows. It's gonna be bigger. So in chemistry, right? You have two different things, right? You have an endothermic reactions and you have exothermic reactions, right? So an endothermic reaction is usually gonna shrink instead and absorb heat around it, right? So you can never like create energy, but you can transform it, right? So endothermic is gonna absorb heats around it and basically become smaller usually. Not have to be smaller, usually smaller, and it's gonna get colder, right? It's gonna create like a cold on it. But a typical exothermic reaction then obviously grows instead and releases energy, right? So outwards, right? So that should be an exothermic reaction that grows bigger. So its volume goes bigger. And also then when something with higher volume, something is hotter, also has bigger volume. Almost everything, not everything in reality, but most stuff that is hotter also has a bigger volume, right? So the cold from this is smaller volume. For example, because of ice floats on over 4 Celsius water. So it's not true for everything, but it's true for most stuff, right? It's true for most atoms that you get. I think, yeah, probably for every atom. Yeah, because commercial break. Eye catcher. Yeah, it's just breaking him. But yeah, so when you combine two different elements, you either then absorb heat, right, crashing down, but most of the reaction you see in school, right, is the exothermic, they explode. So, but if you combine hydrogen with oxygen, right, you get water, and it's gonna make an explosion. It's gonna make an explosion. Jesus Christ, she keeps ruining everything, man. Quacko keeps exploding. There's a lot of Quacko funny faces this season, man. She finally opened up the. Yeah, I ruined it. It's like sulfur. I ruined it. It's like Quacko is like, no, it's like sulfur. Like I ruined it all. Yeah, Cake is gonna kill me. I destroyed his father's inventions. It's like no, it's like sulfur. It's like solid sulfur. And she's like no. Yeah. I've destroyed everything. It was like a sulfur bottle. Yeah, it's like no. It's probably perfectly fine, lady. Okay, now she's carrying the sulfur in her skirt though. It looks even weirder now. She has to run around with the sulfur, like this, yeah, like on her shirt, on her Senku shirt. Yeah, yeah, baby. Look at my Senku shirt. Yeah, come on. Best shirt I ever had, man. Gives me all the IQ I ever need, yeah. This shirt makes me smarter, I feel. When I'm wearing my Seiko shirt, I feel my IQ goes up like 5,000 points probably. Yeah, I got like a 7,000 IQ now. But that was very likely use sulfur. It's called svavel in Swedish, yeah, similar word. Of course, it's the S in the, it's the S in periodic system. And it's what's it called in English? It is because it's not a metal, so it's called what's it called in English? I can't remember now. Sometimes I used to remember the Swedish word for the different chemical compounds or whatever. But this is very likely sulfur, right? Was it gold? Also, it might be gold dust, I guess. If it's really heavy, it's gonna be gold dust, but there's a lot of metals, right? So it might just be gold in there. Okay, it's gold. It's been, yeah, okay, it's sulfur, it's gold then. It's gold dust then. It's been, yeah. He's been out getting it in the. If he got it from the river, it's gold dust. Right? He's been out to do, the Klondike thing. It's been. With tiny little. Well, this is useful for your many different, computers or whatever. Use what is called rare metals. So this is like a rare metal thing, I guess. Much more useful than sulfur. I would say that. I don't know. I thought it was sulfur first. See, it looked like sulfur first when she was carrying it, but no, it's gold dust, of course, like tiny gold particles, yeah. But with other metals in it. Basically, right? So it's tiny little metals, tiny little diamonds and so on, yeah. This is very useful for different computers mostly. Yeah, because you need very little tiny bit of different stuff for your PCs. So if you have a PC at home or an iPhone or whatever, right? You have an iPhone here. They're all filled with very, very tiny called rare metals, which you have to use for the PCB board or whatever. You need a little bit of this, like you need like 1 gram of this thing to make a PCB or whatever, to for the 8 power and so on. So it's usually very, very important to have those tiny little bits to create modern technologies. Usually. I'm gonna image that maybe. Baku has spread now. Rare metal in electronics. I can find a good image of it. This image here is really good actually. This is like an amazing image. Here we go. This here is educational anime videos, guys. Always right. So here you have the rare metals on a smartphone, right? So this is why the episode is important now, because Byakuya, he's just like, he's getting up the, whatever, my face is ugly. He's getting rare metals now, right? This is why it's so important, because when you make these rare metals, when you find them, right, they're very useful to make electronics, right? So you need to have rare metals, these tiny little bits, right? Because everything in your phone is like, well, it's mostly older stuff, but you have like maybe 1% needs to be a little bit of this thing, right? So you can like connect the circuit, right? But everything needs to be a little bit of rare metal thing. Another thing that's important is, like if you don't know how it works, like a typical PCB board, typical PCB, it's like this, right? Same thing, like this thing here, right? It's mostly metal, so, but you need that little bit of bit, right? You need that 1 extra percentage of this thing and so on to make your PCB work and so on, right? It's called PCB, stands for something. I never get this. I built PCBs in my life, but I never know what it stands for. PCB is like, the B has to be board, right? The B is board. Something, computers, yeah. It's like, circuit board has to be, yeah, PCB. Circuit board, of course. Because it's different, yeah, electronic circuits. But the P I don't remember. I don't know the. But yeah, so getting all these metals right, he can now basically plan out to build all these more advanced technologies where you need to have these tiny little metal bits. Like gold. So man, it's getting sad now though. Like old man Byakuya, yeah, it's like dad, man, old dad, working hard to bring on the metals and get the whole little collection to his son. Nah, it's a sweet episode now, man. I always found it really sad, man. The whole, Dr. Stone, Byakuya ending and so on. Yeah, this is good, man. Dad is out here working, man. I got a lot of goosebumps, man. I get so much goosebumps, yeah. Seeing dad, he's out there like, going to the river, like I need to get a little gold dust to my son, And now he dies probably. He like collapses and drowns. Maybe. He's like really old though, so he's like 100 or something. Yeah, he can't move anymore, he's too old. Man, I'm getting so much goosebumps, guys. This is Christ, man. This is beautiful. Byakuya's out here like, working to get every extra little bit of rare metals to his son, man. Every little bit of extra, man. I'm getting a lot of goosebumps. I love this, father and son, man. It's sweet, man. I'm tearing up a bit, man. Yeah. Oh, this is sweet, but now he's crying here. Oh god, this is touching, man. Yeah, now it's getting touching, man, when he's like crying here in the bed. He's like dying here. Oh, this was a sweet moment, man. That was the best moment this season, man. I'm tearing up a bit here with fucking Byakuya out there and getting his son the rare metals he needs, right? What you talking about? Oh, that was sweet, man. He was like collapsing in the river there. So he does the classic thing, you see in Klondike or whatever, right? When you shiver for metals in the water and so on, right? So you get the... but that was sweet, man. Tear me a bit afterwards. Yeah, and I was gonna keep going when they were his kids and he's eating ramen with dad. It's gonna keep going, man. Goddamn father and son moment. It's gonna keep going. Yeah, it's like, oh, son. Yeah, it's gonna keep going with this like fatherly moment. But I wanted to see who the master was. Instead, it just turned into like a sweet episode of it thinking with his dad instead. I'm here for it. I want to see the bad guy though. This is really good though. But it's clearly, those are really good part. But I still kind of want to see the bad guy before the episode ends. Let's see if we get the bad guy. Yeah, acquired rare metals basically. It's a good scene. Yeah! It's like Senku with like all his vials, man. Like, yeah! Science! Okay, maybe see the master now then. We have 1 minute left, right? We have like 2 minutes left. Yeah, we have like 1 or 2 minutes left the episode. They also might skip the ending, I guess. It's true. Oh, he's gonna find the sheets broken in there. Yeah, he's gonna find the broken glass or something. Oh yeah, he's gonna recognize it from the boat, of course. That's glass. Yeah. He's gonna be like, oh, it's the same material as. So even if he doesn't know what glass is, I guess, because there's no technology, right? He would still figure out that, well, you know, this is the same thing as I found on the boat or whatever. Yeah. He's clearly like, well, that's obvious the same thing, right? And then there's a muscular guy, knows to fight and so on. Oh yeah, now they got more stuff here. Senku is the turbines, man. He's like driving these little engine turbines here. Beautiful. But I'm just like a little bit. I was hoping we were gonna see the master, right? As I said at the beginning of the video, I was really hoping we're gonna get into it. Now we're just back to like the turbine driving, battery, rats, and everything. Yeah, they're in like a drill there. Yeah, it's like crafting a diamond drill, maybe? Using that to draw. I mean, it would make sense with this forest metal. You can make like a diamond drill, it's the hardest drill. This is a flashback to the war, I guess, season 2? I think so. The flashback here now is like last season, right? I think so. It's back to the long hair evil man war, you know. Yeah, everyone is still petrified. I mean, I said earlier, it is kind of funny how we have like 20 or so characters we haven't seen yet for like the last 5 episodes. And also they left, I mean, a bunch of characters. That's good that they're covering over the questionable gender. I mean, they're all guys except the butler, that maybe is a woman, yeah. She was the only one not in the front of the muscle. Everyone else is like, muscle! She's standing behind the muscles, yeah. Hiding her boobies, yeah, of course, because she probably got boobies, yeah. It's like, the questionable gender bender character. We don't know what gender is right there. Man, I haven't seen this point though in the last part that we didn't see who is behind the curtain though. Yeah, because now it's like at least 3 months break. Okay, maybe it's after the credits, so let's not so watching it yet there. But I'm pretty sure I said that last week. And I was trying to figure out how many episodes when it's returning. Okay, it might just say after the ending, I guess. So let's just, yeah, we're definitely gonna watch the ending here and see if they have a date, maybe. Because this is core 1 and 3. Let's see. I'm looking at live shot here. If they have a date and so on. Kaisen, Shield Hero. Oh yeah, Spike's family as well. Yeah, the faraway pad is coming back again. Oh my god, Kanye is coming back. The terrible anime. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my god, that show. Odia Bankan. Sexy Witch Girl, that's pretty cool. Haven't seen that before. Under Ninja. Was like a ninja during World War II. That sounds pretty cool, actually. It's like kind of ninja during World War II or something. What, at World War II? Under Ninja. Okay, we're gonna watch that later. Nah, nothing about Dr. Stone. Okay, let's see if they have it. The ending is over now. Here we go. It might show us now here. The last frame. Yeah, it's like coming here probably. Hopefully. 10th. Okay, October I guess then. Month. Yeah, it says Getsuga 10th. So okay, last episode. Yeah, so it's probably October as I guessed last week. So that's pretty much. They didn't have an actual date, right? I'm reading it in Japanese here, but it says the 10th month. show you guys again here. Yeah, let's pause that here. So it doesn't say an actual like date. In the bottom it says 10-month. Yeah, it doesn't say the actual month, but you know, whatever. It's kind of like a guess, right? It's coming back in next season, right? So yeah, 2 weeks from now, 1 week from now, we of course have summer season, and then this anime is returning in the fall season, right? So it's like the beginning of fall. Fall usually starts in like October, so it's a 10-month, right? So it makes sense. So, but it could be like, you know, later in October, right? It doesn't have to be 1st October. It can be, I mean, if you says 10th, it can be anything. But I would guess that the anime probably was back in like the first week of October. It's probably back like, you know, like maybe 6th, 7th October, right? Maybe not. I guess it depends on what day it is. It probably will have the same weekday. That's usually how they do it. So if we look at October, the first Thursday is the 5th October. That's probably when it's coming back. That would be my guess, yeah. October 5th. Then Thursday, the first Thursday probably in October. So that's probably coming back. But anyway, let's review it. Great, pretty good episode. I still think that I feel a little bit teased on it. I really wanted, of course, again, to see the man, right, who is behind them or whatever. But I don't know. It felt a little bit anticlimactic. Even though I really loved the scene with Dad, there was like an emotional scene when he was like falling into the water. That was like tearing up me. That was tearing me up and like goosebumps. I still felt there was a little anticlimactic for an ending though. I did expect it to be a little bit more like, I don't know, like, you know, like, oh, here's the big baddie or whatever. A little bit more like that, given that again this is this end of season, right? And now we have another 3-4 months. Yeah, like a 4-month break, right? So it's a little bit like, oh, it's gonna be something. So I wish a little bit of that. Even though it's an emotional episode, I definitely expected a little bit like a little bit twist or bang right for the last minute. But whatever. If we ignore that, and let's just pretend that it is just episode 11 out of 20 or whatever, right? Then it's fine. So I will admit that, yeah, you have to admit that it's a little. I am almost a little biased, right? Because if I watch this anime, you know what I mean, like just binging it, right? Like after it's finished, then I wouldn't think of that. I would be, oh, episode 11, episode 12. I wouldn't think about, oh, episode 11 is gonna have, you know, that moment, right? It's gonna have that, but no. So to be fair, the manga, it's just ongoing, right? Or I mean, another manga is over, but I mean during this time frame, chapter whatever, it's just ongoing. So to be fair, but I have a little bit of that expectation, I guess. There's gonna be a little bit more of a twist reveal, right? But anyway, otherwise, good episode. I love the Kwaku bitch just crying. She breaks in there and she breaks like the veil. I thought it was sulfur first because I thought it yellow, right? But it was called like more like gold dust or whatever you would call it. I kept calling it gold dust, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, tiny minerals, you know, tiny rare materials, right? And I but I mean, she's cute, man. She started crying there, and it's like, no, no, you know, and it's like, no, it's just metal, girl. It doesn't do anything, yeah. Poor lady, you know. But like I said, immediately, right? I think it's very interesting to know this thing, right? This is the right thing I googled, but rare metals are very important in these different, you know, electronics, right? In the circuit board and so on. So you need to have like a little bit of all these different metals. So I think that's kind of the big thing, right? Yes, he's also getting like gold and platinum, whatever, right? And uranium, whatever is there. But you also need a bunch of these tiny little metals. And it's kind of funny because yes, you don't need that much, right? So basically, you only need like, if in a normal computer, maybe you have, you know, the normal copper or whatever, bronze, or whatever. But you need like the basic zinc or something. You need like a lot of that, right? And you have very little of this other stuff, but they're very important, used mostly for the circuit boards, right? They're very important for like leading electronics and so on, or some different voltage and so on. So it's kind of interesting because there's actually not that many rare metals. Not to get overly political here, but this is actually a really big thing to know if you didn't know about this thing. Rare metals are almost only mined in China. Okay, and I leave it at that now. But that's a big thing actually. So there's like one rare metal mine in like it's in California. It's somewhere in America. It's like it's in USA. I think it's like in California. It might be in I'm pretty sure it's on the west coast of California, or USA. I mean, but it might be like, I guess, you know, one of the other states north of California and so on. But I'm pretty sure it's in California. That's the only like rare metal mining that is not in China, and everything else is in China. You will find, of course, rare metals in other countries too, like in Europe and so on. They do exist, but from actual a lot of them. So that actually is a political issue, actually, from like a political war standpoint, because you actually need China currently to be able to build most of your iPhones or whatever, right? And computers and so on, because you need this, like I said, you need like 1% rare metal for every PC or whatever, right? So the rest of the PC you don't need China for, but to have that one last percent, right? Like you need that very specific metal that is only in like Shanghai or something, and then you need China's mine for that. So this actually is like a pretty big political thing that no one talks about. Very little to hear about that in political, but it's a very limited. And I don't want to say that they haven't done much of it, but I mean it's more like the other country doesn't have it, right? And that point out though, it isn't like China actually is. The prices aren't that high on it or whatever. It's just like they're controlling it. So that's one reason why America doesn't want to fight with China and so on, because like, oh shit, they have all our computer parts, or not all of them, but that specific part is only from China basically. So that's something, guys. And it is one company called MP. They own the mine in America. Yeah, MP. What's called Material or something. MP Materials. Yeah, it was but MP stands for what? Because I know MP is like the only company in America that's is located in Nevada. Because MP is like the only company that has American rare earth metals, and headquartered in Nevada. It's a publicly traded. So I used to have the stock in the company, so I'm fully aware of it in that sense. I don't know what MP stands for though. This is called MP Materials. But anyway, MP Materials is like the American company that produces rare metals. The mine produces them, the mine metals, right? But anyway, yeah, that was a good scene with that, man. He's like, I need the metals to my son. That's really emotional, man. It made me tear up a bit. It was a good scene. It was a great scene. Anyway, guys, you guys can have a great day. And subscribe to someone to see you guys with other animes that are coming next season, right?